Welcome back to part numero dos on this Rochester B manual choke carburetor rebuild. I left it soaking overnight with lacquer thinner. Now you don't have to use lacquer thinner, that was my choice. You can also use carbon choke cleaner to clean out the carburetor and all its parts, but I decided to do like a more thorough cleaning. So what I'm gonna do today is I'm gonna clean out the parts with a toothbrush and a wire brush, and then use carbon choke cleaner for the passages and use the rebuild kit to put it all back together and back into the truck today. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with this. I'm gonna brush it as best as I can to take out any dirt, grease, oil, whatever it has. I mean, the carburetor wasn't that bad to begin with. It was in decent shape. Yeah, so I think I left it in this solution for about 16 hours total. And I probably could have done it in just a couple of hours. Yeah, with the toothbrush, it's coming out nice and clean. I don't even have to use a wire brush because I let it soaking overnight. But let's try the wire brush, just for giggles and laughs. Now this is the throttle body. Yeah, everything inside is looking good. I don't see any more dirt down there. Now on all of these passages, I'm gonna go ahead and use the carbon choke cleaner. Now I'm gonna take the air horn and do the same thing. Yeah, it's looking very nice. On the outside, at the exterior, it's okay. Then I'm gonna concentrate on the inside. Make sure that if you use lacquer thinner, don't put any rubber or plastic parts inside the thinner, that is. Because if you do, they'll swell up and you won't be able to use them again. Only metal parts. And I'm gonna clean a little bit around here where the gasket goes. Make sure it's nice and flat. All right, and now I'm gonna concentrate on the inside, and as you can see, it's a little dirty in there. But if I use the toothbrush, it comes off easily because again, it's been soaking overnight in lacquer thinner. And you can also use carbon choke cleaner. Look how easy it comes off. See that? Clean inside the body. Make sure that all the openings are clean. Then I'm gonna spray some carbon choke cleaner. All right, I see one opening in there. So, then another one here, obviously. So I'm gonna spray carbon choke cleaner right through there. Through here as well. There it is. It's coming out nice and strong. Right. There it is. There's a hole right there. Make sure you get all of them. I think I got it. 100%. Oh, it's looking good. Mighty clean. All right, I'm done with this one. And last but not least, the bowl, float bowl. Yeah, this one's gonna be easier. And now it's also a good time to bring the small parts and clean them up. I'm gonna clean even the screws. I've had to change gloves 3 times because they tend to disintegrate rather quickly. And these chemicals can be very harsh on your skin. And last but not least, I'm cleaning the springs. All right guys, so it's the next day and this is it. The moment that I was waiting for. I need to start installing everything together again. And how are we gonna do it? Well, we're gonna take a look at the instructions and we're gonna put it back together in the reverse order of this assembly. And also we're gonna keep an eye on the instruction sheet because there are some special instructions here. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna put the idle mixture screw in first, right there. Oh, and by the way, I could probably paint this black. They were all originally black, but I'm not gonna do it because my main goal here is to put it back on the road as soon as possible. We could probably revisit this sometime in the future and get it all painted. So we're gonna screw this all the way in, and then we're gonna back it out a turn and a half. And that'll be close enough, and then we can adjust it once the truck or the engine is back on. Screw it all the way down until it touches its seat, which it has now. There he goes. It just touches seats. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna back it out a turn and a half, max 2. That's 1. That's a turn and a half right there. Okay. All right. What is the next step? Okay, step 2. We're going to invert the float bowl and put the throttle body back in. Does it go there? Nope. It goes like that. But don't forget the gasket. I'm just aligning it, making sure that I know how this goes before I put the gasket on. I'm all backwards. It doesn't go that way. It goes like this. Unbelievable. There he goes. It goes in like this. That's the bottom part. That goes towards the manifold, intake manifold. So just to make sure, yep, this is the proper orientation right there. It doesn't go like this because then nothing aligns. And you can see the lines here, right? Now, for those of you watching this video for the first time, keep in mind that I've never done a carburetor before. This is my first time ever. So I'm no mechanic. And yeah, I'm just keeping my fingers crossed and hope that this all works at the end. There's always a first time to take out a carburetor apart and reassemble it. And today is that day. All right, so I have the gasket here. This is the gasket. Oh, it goes in like this. This gasket replaces this one. Now this one is the one that goes in the manifold between the throttle body and the manifold. And keep in mind that these carburetor kits do not come with that particular gasket. The good thing about ClassicParts.com is they told me when I ordered the kit, and they gave me the number 81-210 as the carburetor base gasket for the inline 6 engine, which you have to buy separately. Yeah, be careful not to move the gasket around. And we're gonna put in these 2 gigantic screws in there and tighten them up evenly. I'm really excited about seeing this done. Will it start? I hope so. According to the instructions, there's no sealer or anything that you need to put down between the gasket and the throttle body and float bowl. I'm going to tighten this up as much as I can by hand. Step 2 is done. Need to install the pump discharge guide, spring and ball. And this is where I took it off from. So the guide's in here in this kit, and the ball as well. And this is what they look like. This is the old one. There's that ball. All right, that's the new guide. This is a new spring. Notice that this spring is a little different, but yeah, this is very soft, and the new one's a little bit harder. And the ball. Now, this kit comes with 3 balls. We need to put in the bigger ball, okay? The 2 smaller ones go in different areas. This one, however, only has 2. Some of these Rochester Bs use the 3 balls, but this one has 2. The big one and one of the smaller ones. Okay, so I'm gonna discard the old stuff. I'm gonna put the new one in. All right, so the ball, it's right here. The ball goes in first, then the spring, now the guide. Yeah, the guide goes in nicely on the old one, but let's see. You know what? Let me take that out. Let's put the guide into the spring first. And it doesn't want to go in. Belay my last, guys. I cannot use this spring. I have to use or reuse the copper spring, the original one. Now the kit did not come with a copper spring like this. So yeah, I'm gonna have to reuse it. So I'm gonna put this back in the box. And again, I'm gonna put in the ball. I'm gonna put in this copper spring and retainer. And the retainer's gonna go right there in this cavity, and I need to press it in. All right, so I'm gonna press it in. There you go, it's nice and flush. Exactly how it was before. All right guys, now I need to install the pump. But before I do that, I need to dump it into oil or gas for about a couple of minutes before installation. So I'm gonna leave it there for a couple of minutes, I'll be back. All right, so it's been a few minutes. Let's take this out. And guys, this is the old assembly. Let's take it apart one more time. And this is what we're gonna replace. The old plunger, look at the difference. This is all worn out and this is brand new. So I'm gonna put this away and we're gonna reuse all the springs in this lever. But first we're gonna put the original spring at the bottom here. Okay, and then we're gonna assemble this. And this is how you do it. You put the spring on the top, you lower the spring, and then you put this retainer thingy here, bring it all the way down, and you see how it comes out towards the right? It has kind of like a not a bevel, but yeah, it has kind of like a, and you're gonna put it in like this. Okay. Make sure that that retainer is sitting properly. And now you're going to put it right over this spring. Make sure the spring is aligned. There he goes. On some models there is a ball down there, but not this one. All right, so we're going to press it down. And then we're gonna connect it to this little doohickey here. Can you see that? And then there is a this little pin, or kind of like a hairpin thingy, and we're gonna attach it. It's very tiny, you can barely see it. Oh, there it goes. It's in. We are in like Flynn. Yeah, it's in all the way. Make sure it's in all the way. Perfect. And you can use a pick, kind of like this, to take out these small springs. Or you can use a very tiny screwdriver, flathead screwdriver. Okay. What's the next step? Okay, now to the throttle kick lever. So I have the spring here, and it can only go in one way. You see this right there? It can go around this boss right there. So, you see that? And now, let's put in the lever. The lever should go, should go over that. But let's go ahead and put the screw in first, and then we'll wrap the spring around it. Oh, I put it backwards. Why did I put it backwards? There we go. This stop right there should go against your throttle screw right there. Yep, this is the way. There we go. There's the spring. Let's tighten it up. See that? Perfect. All right, guys, so as you saw, this carburetor had two types of gaskets installed. It had this one and then this one over it, kind of like that. Was it like that? No, it was like this. Okay. But it only requires one type of gasket. This is for a different type of carburetor, but the reason we had two here is because I read some articles that between the float bowl and the air horn, there are leaks. It is known to have these type of carburetors to have leaks, so that's why people put both types of gaskets in. However, only this one is required because this one is built specifically for this carburetor. Now in the future, if it leaks, then yes, it may be a good idea to put in a second gasket, but I couldn't figure that out. Why are some people putting in two gaskets, kind of like this carburetor? Now we know why, because, you know, to prevent leaks in the future. But I'm just gonna use the one that's required. This is the old one, by the way, and this is the new one. That's it. Yep. All right, so I'm gonna take these two old ones, I'm gonna put them aside. Now what? Oh, and by the way, I just learned this is a choke suction tube. That's all I know. All right, so now I need to put the power piston back in. First with the spring, and then power piston, and then the well support. There's one screw here. Our piston goes up and down. That's it's supposed to. All right, the main metering jet goes here. Gonna put that in now. Like so. And then we're gonna put in the power valve assembly. It's this right here. Comes with a spring, that screw, and this ball. So we're gonna replace the ball with one of the new ones. Make sure it's the same size, and it is. Let's go take out the old one. And we're gonna put the ball in first. Spring goes inside. We're going to tighten it up. Now for the float needle, seat, and gasket, we got a whole new one in the package. So we want to put the gasket in and screw it in right there where it belongs. We're going to take a pretty big screwdriver that fits right over it, and we're going to tighten it down. And the needle, we're just going to drop it in. That's it. Guys, we're almost done. Yay! This is basically the last part, the floats. Wow, this is turned out to be too easy. Okay, let's put this in. Oh yeah, guys, I forgot the gasket, but that's an easy fix. It's gonna take less than a minute. And it goes in like so. Yep, goes in like that. Beautiful. All right. Oh, phone's ringing. And now all we have to do is put in the floats. Spam. All right. Piston goes up and down nicely. Boy, I hope I did all this right. Looks good to me. All right, guys, so now I need to adjust the float level and the float drop. Now for my float level, for this particular carburetor, the B type from between 1932 and 67 is 1 in 9/30, and my float drop should be 1 3/4. So you could probably tell already that it's not properly adjusted. So yeah, it's not right. It's way too high right now for the float level. Let me show you. Now with the gasket on, obviously, I am looking for 1 in 9/30, and I'm pretty way off. I'm about a 1/4 inch off for both sides. So what I have to do is I have to bend this tang right there, the one that goes above the needle. Okay, where's my pliers? So I'm just gonna bend it slightly. I will take it off the carburetor. Very slightly. Don't put a whole lot of pressure in it. Let's see now. Are we getting any closer? A little bit closer, but we're still way off. All right, guys, so I'll be back with you in a second. I'm gonna go ahead and make several adjustments to this and we'll see you in a second. Success, guys. Here it is, 1 in 9/30, which is, here's 1, here's 8, it's the one line above that. Make sure that the gasket is in. Now we need to measure the drop. The drop says 1 3/4, and we are way off there too. We're close to 2, by the way, so we need to be close to that 24. I don't know if you can tell on that gauge, but yeah, we need to adjust the other tab that's in the back right there. See that other tab in the back? So how would I do this one? In order to bring it down, well, it should be this way. In order to bring it up a little bit, I need to press on that end, but I'm going to take it off. It needs to go in a little bit. So again, we have 2 tabs. This is for the level and this is for the drop. This needs to go in just a tiny bit. I'm going to have to do it several times until I get it right. I don't think I have it this time. Ooh, very close. I don't know if you can tell. I may be almost at it right there. 1 3/4. I may be over by a 30 Maybe not. I mean, to me it looks pretty darn good. There we go, guys. 1 3/4. Ah, that is too easy. All right. We're almost done. Any further, just make sure that your power piston is moving freely and moving the ball in there. And in my case, it is now. But why am I making sure now? Because when I put this well support in before, the power piston was not moving freely. Why? Well, I found out that by just putting 1 gasket, this was tilted slightly towards the left, a little bit, and it would not allow the piston to move freely like it is now. I had to put the 2nd gasket in order to change the dynamics or the way this sits right here on the air horn, and now the piston is moving freely. So just a thought. Why does it do that? I don't know, but if I were to take one of the 2 gaskets out, then I would have a problem. But I'm good now. Let's check it one more time. Now with the 1 gasket, I was perfect. Now I'm off by a couple of 30 I wonder if that makes a big difference. Yeah, obviously the gasket makes a difference. So I'm gonna have to readjust this one more time. All right, minimum adjustments. Now I'm ready to put it back right here where it belongs. Keeping my fingers crossed. It's a little finicky trying to put it in, but take your time. Oh, voila, there it goes. Well, this goes like that. Beautiful. Now I'm going to put the 4 screws in. Boy, I sure hope that it starts. All right, let's go ahead and install it. This is already clean. I'm going to go ahead and install the base gasket. Okay, now I'm gonna put the advanced vacuum line in. I'll tighten it up in a second, and now the fuel line. What is that size? All right, what else? The manual choke, which goes right here on top of the carburetor. I gotta take one of the screws out. That's okay. Okay guys, so it's been a little bit over a week later, and now I'm ready to start it. Will it start? We're about to find out. The reason why I waited a week to try and start it is because I ordered 2 parts and they came in. I installed one today, and the other one I'm gonna install sometime in a couple of days from now. I think it's better than before. So one of the parts that I ordered was a vacuum advance for the distributor, but I'm gonna do this on another video, not today. So I'm gonna try and set the RPM. .450 to 500. Set the fuel mixture screw. I don't notice a difference there at all. There. I seated it completely and backed it up 1.5. That's where it feels best. It is fun! It does smoke. It's blue smoke, so that's burning oil. But I have a fix for that. That's gonna be another project. And that blue smoke is a valve stem oil seals. And I can fix it. But it does have a lot of power. But I know the engine's good because it does have a lot of power. The oil seals they have gone a little bad. That's why you see a lot of blue smoke. When you see white smoke, it's burning water. When you see blue, it's burning oil. Oh yeah, it's got power. And that carburetor, I can feel it. It sounds and it works a lot better than before. So doing the rebuilding on that carburetor, perfect. All right, before someone mentions it, there are two major reasons why a vehicle like this will be burning blue smoke, which means burning oil. Obviously, the valve stem oil seals and the piston rings. However, I already discarded the piston rings because that engine has a ton of power. So I know those piston rings are good. However, I am going to do a compression test sometime in the future, even though I think I don't need it. But I will take care of those valve stem oil seals. Oh yeah, it's got power.